you have solar, what is on your utility bill as your 12-month total usage should be cross-checked with the amount of solar production that is being promised to you. I've been doing more and more kind of consumer protection type consultations. So basically what that means is I go to someone's house, they already have solar, and I'm not going to mention the names of any companies because it really, there's a lot of them that operate this way, but basically one of the biggest problems is that elderly and non-English speaking homeowners, particularly, as well as, just regular people, anyone, are being taken advantage of and lied to when they're being sold their systems. So the homeowner I just met with was actually someone in my church, and he was interested in adding a battery to his system, but basically they put in a system that was only designed to produce around 65% of his energy usage. The salesperson told him that he would have protection from outages. This is not the case if you don't have a battery attached to your system. And so he thought he was going to have backup, which, again, that's not how solar works, which he's since found out. And they led him to believe that it would cover 100% of his energy usage. This is a typical scam that I see, where they build the system too small for the house and make it sound like it's going to cover everything. And then the homeowner finds out later that, they still have a big utility bill, okay? That's not because solar is a scam. It's not because solar doesn't work. It is because someone who is dishonest sold you the system, okay? They wanted to get a contract signed at all costs, and they wanted to make the monthly payment lower so that it looked like the homeowner was getting a better deal. So they totally misled this homeowner, this elderly couple. And, so I basically just went over, I did a consultation with him. I did recommend that he talks to a consumer protection lawyer because his system's already been installed for 7 or 8 months, and there's not a ton that I can do to help him. If someone has signed a contract and they believe that they've been scammed or taken advantage of, or if the contract they believe might be fraudulent, you can get out of these things if there is fraud involved, okay? But once the system's installed, that's where there's there's only so much I can do to help. I have to, at that point, refer them out to a lawyer. So, anyways, as always, if you have any questions about solar, please reach out, please ask. But bottom line, you have to read every single word of your fine print. You have to understand every single word of your fine print. And most people don't even read it. Usually, if they trust the salesperson enough to make the transaction in the first place, they're just skimming over that contract at best, okay? And even the people that do read it rarely understand the whole thing. So it is really important to know what you're getting into. And it's really important to look at what is being promised to you, how much production, is there a guarantee on that production, and cross-check it with your bill so that you know that you are getting what you're expecting. In this case, his annual usage was nearly 20,000 kilowatt hours a year, and the system was only estimated to produce 12,000 and some. And when I ran the numbers with my engineering software to see how much energy a system of that same size would produce on his roof, I came up with an even lower number. His house is covered in trees, so there's many of the panels on his roof that aren't even doing anything, okay? So bottom line is, it's so important that you are speaking with someone who is well trained. They are a solar professional, certified, trained, not just a salesperson, okay? And that you do your own due diligence. You read that paperwork. You make sure that you understand it. You ask all the questions you need to ask. And if your questions aren't being answered, or if they're being swept under the rug, or if someone is like just giving you some slick answer like, oh, don't worry about that, it's not a problem, you know, you need to be able to see these things in writing. So anyways, this is just a helpful video. You know, I'm trying to help people so that they can have a better solar experience. And it breaks my heart to see this person in my church who is like, you know, I can only do so much to help at this point. And I really do hope that he can get somewhere, going the legal route. But it's very unfortunate. The biggest problem is that most of the people that are being taken advantage of are on limited, like, fixed incomes and or low income. Like they're scraping by month after month. They're just, you know, they're going solar because they're trying to lower their expenses, and that's how it should work. When solar is done right, it should lower your expenses. It shouldn't add another bill, and then you still have a utility bill to pay. Like, obviously you always have a very small utility bill for the connection, but your system should be built properly, and you should have correct expectations about how it should work. So anyways, that's my 2 cents for the day from a solar pro. I mean, ask me any questions that you have. But if you're interested in one of these consumer protection consultations, it is a service I'm providing now because I've had a lot of demand for it. I've had a lot of people that already have existing systems, and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to read the fine print and how to understand it. So if that's you, if that's the case, definitely feel free to reach out anytime. All right, thanks, guys.